Hi everyone, it's attorney Bianca Jordan from Brazen Legal. Today's video is on preparing for your immigration interview. Preparing for your immigration interview is more important than ever these days. As you can see, immigration isn't getting any easier. If anything, it's getting even harder. Denials are going up, interviews are getting harder, the questions they're asking you in interviews are harder, and the interviews are even longer than they used to be. One of the last green card interviews that I went on was almost 4 hours between interviewing the US citizen spouse and the beneficiary that needed the green card. So I wanted to do this video for you to provide some tips on how you can prepare for your immigration interview if you don't have an attorney. So the first, which I believe is one of the most important things that you should do, is to thoroughly review your application packet. One of the first things that's going to happen during your interview is the officer is going to go through line by line reading that application back to you. So you want to make sure that the information that is in that application packet is correct. And if there's anything that is wrong, then you definitely want to correct it at that time. The next tip is to do some practice interviews. If you're able to do some practice interviews with a family member or an attorney, definitely do that so that you can be as comfortable as possible when you go in. The interview process is designed to make you really anxious and nervous, and it's just not a really comfortable situation. So if you can do some practice interviews with people, then it helps you to loosen up a little bit so that by the time you get to your interview, you'll be a little bit more calmer and things will go a little bit more smoothly. The next tip is not to talk too much. Do not volunteer information. If the officer asks you a question, answer that question and then be quiet. Don't try to fill any awkward silence. A lot of times the officers will ask you a question, they'll let you answer, and then it's dead silence. And they do that because typically we don't like to sit in silence. It makes us uncomfortable. It's really awkward to just sit there in a room with someone and no one's talking. And they're counting on that. They're counting on you to just spill something out that they can maybe use against you or probe. So if the officer asks you a question, answer the question and then that's it. Don't say anything until the next question. Don't try to feed into the awkward silence if that happens. Another tip would be that you should do is don't be afraid to ask the officer to repeat something. Or if you don't understand the question, you can ask the officer to rephrase it. Don't answer a question that you don't fully understand. If you need clarification, it's okay for you to ask the officer that. Another tip that I would offer, which could maybe be controversial to some people, if you're able to, leave your phone in the car. And I say this because I have had situations where people that have gone on interviews on their own have brought their cell phones in, and the officer asks to go through their cell phone, and then the officer discovers something in their cell phone that is used against them to deny their green card application. Hasn't happened to any of my clients directly, but I've heard stories. So as a general practice, I just try to encourage my clients, if they can, just leave their cell phone in their car to avoid that even happening. And lastly, breathe. Again, this is going to be a nerve-wracking situation. It's not comfortable for anybody involved. Even me, sometimes as an attorney, I will sometimes feed off of my client's nervousness, and I will get nervous even though I'm the attorney. So it's just a really nerve-wracking, anxiety-ridden experience. So just take a deep breath, think positive thoughts, you will be fine. As an attorney, I always provide immigration practice to my clients. I provide thorough immigration practice interviews to my clients. Even you, if you are representing yourself in this case and you're thinking, you know what, I could maybe use some interview prep, feel free to give me a call. My phone number is 508-942-7497. You can also visit brazenlegal.com to learn more about me, my law firm, and how I can help you with your other immigration cases. Thanks for watching.